Hello, welcome to Cooking with Two Nerds, featuring Tom and Todd.
Well, I get 0.5619.
I get 2.35.
Good Lord, that's almost an order of magnitude up. Our guest.
Oh,
our guests
look.
are watching.
How you doing out there?
How you doing? Well, tonight, you remember that time where those heavy meddlers were on and they made some
Those long hair
Oriental
Hessians.
stuff or something like
I don't know what they made of.
Hessians.
Hessians.
Well, what we're gonna do, tonight is make something really basic, but it has a little bit of a scientific twist to it.
Oh, really?
I don't think you know about this one yet.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, what we have here,
Whoa!
the properly measured amounts of the ingredients for cheese nachos.
Wow.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is a pre-measured amount of nacho chips. You cannot exceed this amount because it's important for the reaction. Put that on there and notice we have a certain amount which is quantized. Get that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good right there.
Perfect. We'll place those on the plate, which I might add is made out of a lead base for certain reasons.
I thought you were using graphite.
Graphite's much too unstable under these conditions.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Spread the chips out in such a fashion.
Now, isn't it better to keep them together because the gamma rays, when they are cooked properly, they will keep the chips up a little better?
You're right. But for this purpose is purely aesthetics. We want to be able to eat the chips.
Oh, eat them?
Okay, we'll have to grate the cheese here. And, well,
say, how are we going to grate it?
I
know! We need a cheese grater! That's what we need!
I have a cheese grater right here in my pocket. Because I just cut the cheese. Okay, here we are grating cheese. Get some cheese grated nicely.
But is this grater using the proper proportion of exit as it comes out of the grater?
Well, I haven't calculated that. But the surface area of sharp parts
hold on a second.
is directly, inversely proportional to the force applied, therefore giving a much greater force on the individual cheese particles.
If you use exactly 2.5 square giga something or others,
Gigavolts of power? Oh, well, what we'll have to do is
I don't know, my calculator's on the
We
link.
spread the cheese over here just like this, right on the chips, making them evenly dispersed. Okay.
What are we ready for now?
Oh, we're ready for the jalapenos, because
Jalapenos.
cheese chips aren't appropriate without jalapeno.
Gotta have them.
I learned that at Del Taco.
Oh,
I was on a date.
that's why it's a proper get. Now, my Uncle Seymour was telling me that...
These are thermonuclear peppers, so we're only going to put a couple on there.
Oh.
These are strong steam. Notice on here it says hot. Hot.
Oh. Hot ones, huh?
Normally you don't pay attention to these if you can handle the hot stuff, but this really means it.
And boy, you sure can blow them after you have them, too.
Sure enough. Oh, man. I just recently took an anti-flatulent for that reason.
I know what you mean. Sometimes you just gotta take those anti-flatulents and just clear out your problem.
That's for sure.
But,
Well,
okay, now we got the jalapenos.
Now we got the jalapenos on here. What we need to do is we need to calculate the amount of energy required to perfectly dissipate heat into the cheese and melt it appropriately. thus giving a little bit of residual energy to the plate itself in order to hold in some heat.
What do you think of that?
Well, you see, this equation here, we're missing a variable, which is the amount of energy dissipated.
Oh!
So just for that purpose, I came up with this small device over here, which we might be able to measure this amount of heat with.
Oh, what do you think?
This right here measures gamma radiation in a little bit of 600 cycles per second. Notice the energy dissipation.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty neat.
You see, the only problem with this, though, is I don't seem to know how much energy is being dissipated from this. I need some sort of response. Stimulus, response, stimulus, response.
How about Bob over there?
Cameraman Bob.
Cameraman Bob. Cameraman Bob, can you help us out here?
Just hold on to those two wires there.
Tell us how much heat
Okay.
is coming off of that.
Ready?
Now! That didn't work out too good with Bob.
Well, I think we can make an accurate assessment
Yeah.
using these calculations. You notice the way his hair frizzed up a little bit?
Yeah, but did you see the way his eyes just colored a little?
And they bulged.
Yeah, they did. Came out about 2.5 inches, I think.
2.5. I get 47 gigavolts.
Whoa! That's pretty good. Didn't you like the way, though, his hair on his nose hair is kind of curled up, too?
You don't see that very often.
No,
do
you can't get them like that. Well, okay.
Well, what I'm going to do is I've already calculated and made a little bit of this.
What's that?
This is plutonium-386.
Plutonium!
Made from regular household items.
Oh, my God.
See, the amount of radiation given off by this is directly equivalent to almost any magnetron given out by a regular microwave. Watch this. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Calculated.
It's amazing. How did you figure that out again?
Come to think of it, this might personally sterilize us.
Uh-oh.
I never thought about that. Be very careful with it. I got it chilled down to the point where it won't reach its critical.
Oh, wow. Well, look at that.
Look
That
at
just,
those.
look at that. Oh, it just melted in. Well,
Tastes a little bit like Hiroshima. Never do this at home. But join us next week when
what are we going to make next week?
next week we're going to make a turkey in a tokamak fusion.